All right, this is the Scituate Planning Board for Thursday, April 28th, 2016. Do I have a motion to accept our agenda? Or actually, first, there is just a minor change to the agenda where the review drainage calculations after the change in Lot 8 for Blanchard Farms. We need some more information, and actually they're providing us with some more information, so that will be at a future planning board meeting. So therefore, we've tabled that particular agenda item. So do I have a motion for the agenda?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so the first item of agenda is the Form A for 56 and 50 Common Street, and I assume you are the applicant. Can you come to the table there and state your name and what you'd like to do?
The record, Terry McGovern from Morris Engineering, representing the applicant and Finney at 50 Common Street. And the A&R plan, turn this a little bit. The A&R plan that we've provided to the board shows a very simple neighborly transaction between two people who've known each other for quite some time. Ms. Finney is conveying this strip of land highlighted here in yellow, approximately 15 feet wide, to the Kehoe family for two purposes. One, there's a cesspool that is encroaching into her existing property, probably was installed as an overflow pit at some point. And there's also an arbor kind of off the corner of this house that we don't show, kind of under the Z, showing the lines connecting, that kind of straddles the line as well. And the Kehoes have more or less maintained this area for a number of years. There's quite a large tree down in here. And because Mrs. Kehoe is a lot older, Mrs. Finney is also getting up there in age, they'd kind of like to resolve all of this now. And Mrs. Finney offered to convey that strip of land over to the Kehoes. We'll actually slightly increase the setback on that side, bring the cesspool over onto their property, and in no way makes Ms. Finney's property any further non-conforming with respect to frontage or area. Just allows the Kehoes a little bit more flexibility in the future.
Okay.
Probably the easiest one you'll ever see.
Probably is.
Thank you, Mr. McGovern. Would you like to say something, Laura?
Sure. Yeah, I'm completely in agreement with everything that Terry said. It just creates a small separate parcel of land, so the land can be conveyed from Mrs. Finney to Mrs. Kehoe. And the cesspool that goes with the Kehoe house will now be in the same lot as the Kehoe house, which makes sense, which is a good idea. So the plan can be endorsed.
Do you have any questions, Amy?
I do not.
Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward. So is there a motion on the floor?
I move to endorse as approval under the subdivision control law not required, a plan of land in Scituate, Massachusetts, showing a redivision of parcels 49-3-6 and 49-3-7, 56 and 50 Common Street, prepared by Morris Engineering Company, Inc., for Ann Finney and Catherine G. Kehoe, dated 4/8/16, as the division of the tract of land shown on the plan is not a subdivision because every lot shown on the plan has frontage of at least the distance presently required by the Scituate bylaw on the public way of Common Street, and no new buildable lots will be created. The applicants propose to convey a small parcel A from 49-3-6 Finney to parcel 49-3-7 Kehoe, so the existing cesspools for the Kehoe property are on the Kehoe parcel.
Thank you. All those in favor?
We need a second first.
I'll second that.
I'm too quick for the gun. So all those in favor?
Aye. Okay, thank you very much.
And so we'll sign that tonight, and then you can pick it up probably tomorrow? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Richard?
We can do that
Later.
In answer to a quick question I heard you ask about the lane that runs behind
Yes.
it, that's actually associated with the Marino property next door. And what it represents is an old accessway up into what used to be part of a farm further up Common Street. Actually, they've all reciprocally agreed over the years to provide easements for access up and down, but it's actually owned by the people immediately to the east side, the Marinos. And it's been there. There's a plan showing it that goes back to the early 1900s, when it was all farmland. So it just kind of sits behind these two yards, and it actually looks like it's part of their yard, but if you look at it, you can clearly see there's a wall on one side, some very large 30-inch pine trees on the other side. And it was meant as like basically a passageway from the old Central Street up into farmland up on Common Street.
Interesting. Yeah,
Thank you.
Good night.
very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to learn about the history about the town.
It is.
So the next item on the agenda is accounting. Do we have accounting? Yes. Do I have to split myself? You can be the de facto clerk.
If I can not mess it up. Okay. Okay.
So a payment of $15 to Tracy's Sales for, that's large copy paper.
Move to Tracy Sales for large copy paper, $15. Move to J&R Graphics, Inc. for office supplies, $139.97. Move Laura Harbottle reimbursement for conference meetings, $225. Laura Harbottle,
It's just,
same, the same, okay, yeah, sorry. Move Amory Engineers, PC, for pre-conference stormwater permit, $62.50. Amory Engineers, move $195.06 for professional services for review of 7 Blanchard Farms. Move Amory Engineers, $380.40 for construction inspections, February 2016, White Ash Farm. Move Image Resolutions, $200, Article 16, Stormwater Bylaw handouts for town meeting. Move Venesse Hagen Bruskin, Inc., $3,000 for hazard mitigation plan, second phase. Move Laura Harbottle, $37.47, colored paper for town meeting handouts. And last but not least, Chesia Consulting Services, move $115, review shop drawing grate for outlet structure for the Glen.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
You can sign. I think it just needs 3 signatures.
yeah, okay. So everyone's got to sign everything. Can I give my update while everyone is signing?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
This could be a new record. I mean, we're not out of here yet, but
But we're getting
We're
there.
working on
it's
it.
looking at it.
I've got this volume that I want to go over today.
Oh, fine.
Just a couple quick things. I had sent you a draft of an email to Steve Wyman on the Harbor Medical sign to just do a little bit of tweaking so that the lettering on the sign where it says Harbor Medical Associates, so that's the same size as the other lettering. That's further down so that it looks like it belongs with all the other businesses there. And a couple of other things are done so that the top slat has the bevel in it instead of the one that says Harbor Medical, which is going to be further down. So that went out today after I got some comments back from John Roman. On the same kind of thread of design review, the Historic Commission has volunteered to give a presentation on different architectural styles of older Scituate houses, and also the historic districts that were developed by the people doing the consulting for the MBTA, for the historic review for the MBTA. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting. I think they'll do it here, and it'll be primarily for the Design Review Committee and the Planning Board, but it'll certainly be open to the public so everyone can kind of understand what Scituate's historic neighborhoods are like, where they're located, why they're, where the boundaries are, that type of thing. And it should help the Design Review understand some of the historic architecture a little bit better, not that they don't understand it now, but just give a little more, depth to that.
That's great.
So
Yeah, that really sounds
looking forward
good.
to that. Sorry, Bob?
That really sounds good.
Oh, good.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So maybe we can even do it as part of a planning board meeting. I'm going to work with Doug Smith, and we can hopefully pull together some kind of a PowerPoint, so it's something that everybody can see, and they can broadcast it on cable and all of that. So there's that, and then with the subdivisions and the different plans that we have on the Glen, the developer came in, and there were a couple of minor changes he needed to make, which were not anything really to do with the content or the design of the plan, but there was a drainage trench which had some impermeable layer at the bottom of it, and it looks like it was a mistake by whoever the engineer, whoever was doing the engineering or that did that detail, because you would want it to be permeable so that water could go through it. So Peter Fiore just asked me about changing that out. I told him I didn't think it was going to be any problem, but he is going to have a detail that, you all will see and, you can vote on as a minor change. The other change that he needed to make was there was a condition that said that they couldn't start building until we had the condo documents, but that doesn't really make sense when you're putting a condominium together. You do the condo documents much further down the line. So we have surety, we will have surety. He's going to be, he's got to do that to do it as a condominium, so I don't think there's really a problem with that. So those are the main things. We've been working hard on Aquina Path, which is, something that Bob is dealing with in his building department role. But we got a couple of things there that kind of popped up at the last minute. One of them was there was a drainage pipe going under the road from the existing house over onto one of the new lots. The pipe may not have been going onto the new lot, but the water from the pipe was going onto the new lot. So it was water from a sump pump, and there's going to be a dry well put in on the lot with the house on it, which is a good thing.
And is this the one on Hadley Road?
This is the one on Man Hill.
Man Hill, okay.
It's next to Tony D'Onofrio's house.
Okay.
There's a little road that goes in.
Sort of across from Hood Road
All right.
in that stretch, right?
It's all in that same area, yeah. And the other thing that that looks like it's coming together is that the water department wanted a easement going to the house in back, the new house on Aquina Path that's not right on Man Hill, because there's no way to get water there other than creating an easement so they can get water from Man Hill Road. So according to the owner, he's got the documentation for that, and we're going to get that. So we'll have that, the water department will have it, people will feel, like everything is coming together, and because it is coming together.
Question that just occurred to me right now, Laura, what about electricity getting back there? Is that going to be underground? Is it in the same easement?
I doubt if it would be in that same easement, but there's no, it wasn't a subdivision,
Right,
so they'll have to deal with National Grid and
Okay.
getting poles, and there'll probably be private poles back there, and
Okay.
they'll just have to deal with that.
okay.
Unless for some reason they want to put the electricity underground, which would be very nice. but,
Right, right.
I'm not expecting that,
Okay, it's nothing the planning board controls.
no.
Okay.
So I think those are some of the main things that we've got.
I have just a very quick question. Since you brought it up with the bills or the accounting, the White Ash Farm, I noticed driving by there that the street sign on White Ash Farm, I know it's a private way, but
Yeah.
it's not, it's dissimilar than every other street sign. The letters are smaller.
Yeah.
And it's actually a little bit different green. So I was wondering, do we have something that says, okay, for a new subdivision, it's going to adhere to or they can order the new signs? Or so that they're consistent and the same?
They will be having to replace that sign because the DPW said that, that's what they've got to do. They've got to have a consistent sign.
Okay.
So
So-
that sign will wind up looking like all the others, but yeah, should we have some kind of a detail in the subdivision regulations saying, what, where, or just
Or just a
information,
standard
where they go
condition.
and
Exactly.
where they get it.
Yeah.
or
One of our
Just to say
standard
that
conditions.
it should be the same, the standard street sign that the town approves or something like that.
Well, we do have a standard condition that says that all construction and all, appurtenances have to meet the standards of the DPW.
Okay.
So, yeah, we do have that. I mean, we could spell something out for street signs, if you wanted to, but we do have that, and it's understood that they have to have consistent street signs.
Okay, well, it's just, I noticed that one, because I think Blanchard Farm, if I'm not mistaken, actually has the new sign with the little seal on it, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
That ended up getting, because that was the second one that was there. There was one previously, I believe, that did not have the seal.
Oh, that didn't have it? Oh, okay.
So that's why I was curious as to like how that happened and like why White Ash Farm was different and so
They
forth.
ordered it with the seal.
They did?
John Tedeschi, I believe, ordered that with the seal.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe I'm
Yeah.
misremembering it.
I mean, because he ran it all through DPW.
Okay, good. All right, so that's the way it should be then. I guess what I'm saying, that turned out correct.
Yeah, I don't know why the one at White Ash Farm doesn't conform, but I imagine they didn't go to DPW, they just kind of flew by the seat of their pants and said, okay, we're going to do a sign, this looks about right, this is going to be
Okay.
fine. And we didn't used to be quite as particular about some of these things, but now we are, and I think it's going to make the whole town look nice to have
Right.
everything conforming.
Absolutely, be more consistent.
Not to mention that there's federal highway regulations that say what the sign colors have to be and the size of the type and all of that. So if we want our federal highway money, and if we want to have, good traffic safety and all these other things that we should have, we have to do it.
Okay. And then just quickly, any update on the MBTA property or also in the same area, what's going on with Greenbush Station Place? I know it was sold, but has there no one's come in to like say we're going to start construction or? I know
Okay,
that's two different things.
one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, on the MBTA property, we have not heard anything. I think they may be waiting to see if they can, they had wanted to get a back piece of land which belonged to the town, and the decision was made not to put it on this last town meeting because it came in late. So they may be waiting for the next town meeting. We're supposed to meet with Tricia, myself, Neil Duggan, and Pat Gallivan next week, and I'll make sure and remind her about it. She's probably right on it because it's a pretty big issue. It's going to be a little source of revenue for the town to sell that. And, I believe she had decided it was okay to do that. So, so I think that's what they were waiting for with that. Now, the other question you had was?
Greenbush Station Place, which is
Greenbush
50
Station.
Country Way? I think that's
Yeah,
50. Is that right, the
yes,
address?
Right.
Yeah.
I know that it was sold, so I just wondered if the new owners had any timetable of construction.
I think actually the sale hasn't gone through yet.
Okay.
So, Yes, so I
Still-
think we're
nothing's,
still...
Sort of all in limbo, basically. I shouldn't say limbo,
Well,
but it's
they may have
nothing
a P&S on it, but I think it hasn't actually transferred yet.
Okay.
They will need to come into the planning board and have a number of things reviewed that they had to do before they could start. There's a whole laundry list of things that they had to do, and I'm expecting them to come in and, present it to you.
Okay, great. All right, do we have minutes?
No minutes.
There was actually, there wasn't, in the packet, I thought there was the informal meeting that you had written up, the discussion. We don't need to approve that? Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, liaison reports. Ann, anything from the EDC?
No, we've put together a vision for North Scituate. A lot of it is predicated on infrastructure. We've invited the town administrator and a member of the Board of Selectmen to our next meeting. We need to talk about policy in terms of, and procedure as far as supporting different groups in town. It's becoming a bit of an issue. So, and then we're working on signage. Mark Favorman is supposed to come in, this week, next week, with...
Well, we went out yesterday and reviewed locations, and then I'm going out with DPW tomorrow morning.
Okay. So, and I'm meeting with Tricia next week to talk about some of these things. So, CPC, it was over at town meeting, so I don't see any further meeting.
I have a quick question on that. What's going on in Norwell right now with there was a lawsuit against using CPA or CPC funds or CPA funds for the path. Well, does that impact, like, if we wanted to do another path?
No,
I know,
it
like,
does
we
not.
did Country Way, we did Driftway, we did Gannett.
I spoke to someone in authority here, and they said it had nothing to do with us. So
Okay.
don't worry about it.
Okay, no, I just was curious. Thank you.
It all depends. It was a few people on Main Street, which is one of the reasons why funds from DOT, Department of Transportation, was going to be spent to refurbish Route 123. And the townspeople decided, this is the first time from, I think it was, the town center down to Scituate, the Scituate line. Under DOT, they put in sidewalks.
Yeah.
And the people on 123 Main Street did not want sidewalks. So the town paid for that reconstruction. So there would be no sidewalks. And the same thing, I believe, will happen between Norwell Center out to
Well, my understanding is that there's at their town meeting, there's a warrant, or not a warrant.
An article.
An article, thank you, for overriding the Prop 2.5, to actually pay for that as a fund or something, because there's signs all over the place that
Right.
say, vote for sidewalks.
All it takes, as someone once said, a postage stamp to stop just about anything.
Okay, all right, well, my main thing was just if it impacted our pathway development.
No. Nope.
Or Countryway.
That's all, basically, that's a done deal down to, I believe, Huey Road, and the next leg would be from Huey Road down to Greenbush. And I believe they will be coming in for next year's town meeting to finish it. And it makes a tremendous amount of sense for people to be able to walk along Countryway, either to go up to the school or to go down to the train station. It just makes a tremendous amount of sense to do that. So,
No, personally, I think anytime there's sidewalks, it's good, so. Any other reports?
No.
Mr. Vogel?
No, have none.
You have none?
No.
I guess since our last meeting, we met at the town meeting, but I just wanted to do another shout out to Ann here for her service from the South Shore Coalition and the Metropolitan Area Planning Council. She was awarded a Distinguished Service Award, so we're very proud on the planning board to have you and very thankful for your service all those years.
Well, I'm not going away. I will still be part of Social Coalition, and by extension, MAPC, because, some things happen, and, I was able to put Henry Turner Bailey Road on the highway study up to the train station in Cohasset, and the people that attended the meeting with DOT were really somewhat taken back when they discovered that it's only in the less than 25% design. There is no money.
Oh, yeah, you were saying it's going to take like 16 years or something.
It'll take a minimum of 7, if not 10 years, to do whatever. These things just take on a life of their own, and in some instances, people don't know, cities and towns don't know until maybe 7 to 10 years out whether or not they will in fact get any money. So, the engineering needs to be done, the plans, the whole bit. I think it's rather arduous, and I have a real problem with it, that things take as long as they do. But everything has to be reviewed and then reviewed again, and we are just absolutely inundated with rules and regulations to the point that it just takes, well, look at the North River Bridge, 20 years. Look at the Fore River Bridge, that'll be at least 20 years. And that's in the expedited bridge program. And if that's expedited, I don't know what is.
So that was like, they did that on 93 with the FAST, was it FAST program or FAST bridge?
Yep.
Something or other, so. Okay.
So, anyway, there you go.
Well, excellent, thank you.
Do you want Bob's motion?
Well, I believe that's it. Is there anything else? I
Not
can't
for me.
believe it. This is like the shortest, my reign is the shortest ever. So, do we have a motion?
I move we adjourn.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.